Hey everybody, it's Coach Sybil Kears, and I'm coming very quickly to do a COTP update. So guys, listen, I just want to say that I am not a financial advisor. Past performance is never indicative of future results. So any content that we place here on Boss Lady Investments Group is for informational purposes only. You're always recommended to do your own research. Dig, dig, dig. That's what you need to do. But while you're here and I have your attention, go ahead and subscribe. Hit the notification bell, ding, so that you can be notified every time we drop some new content. Definitely give us a thumbs up, share and like our videos as much as you like, because the most important thing that we want to do is get this information out there, okay? So, what's going on with COTP? We are currently in week 4. The last notification that we got on COTP was heartbreaking. So many people were sitting on the edge of their seats, waiting as they watched their money grow, but unable to withdraw. And then this happened. We got this notice. We logged in after waiting several weeks. This message came across saying that they were attacked. They received a ransom email from an unknown hacker. Recovery is expected to take 3 to 5 weeks. I'll never forget that day. Many people will never forget that day. So here we are, into the 4th week. What are we to expect from COTP? We have a lot of speculation on the web. We have a lot of platforms with people who are guesstimating the return and the major announcement from COTP. But all you have left is a screenshot and a memory at this point. Recently, there was a document floating around that a lot of people got their hopes up about, which was the Certificate of Fact of Good Standing. Okay, and this is issued by the Office of the Secretary of State of Colorado. And a lot of people were so happy because the day that someone pulled this document, that date was that date. Okay, so notice on this certificate, it does state June 9th, 2022. So I'm going to read the whole section right there because that's what a lot of people failed to do. They horned in on the date and almost lost their minds. And then someone went to the Colorado State website, Secretary website, and they downloaded it and noticed that the date changes based on the time of it being downloaded. I downloaded this one myself. So this date varied. So this date varied from the actual one I saw. Okay, but I wanted to go do my own research and see it for myself. So the section that's highlighted, it reads, this certificate reflects facts established or disclosed by documents delivered to this office on paper through June 9th, 2022, that have been posted, and by documents delivered to this office electronically through June 10th, 2022 at 7:37 p.m. Okay, then it goes on about the seal is affixed and there's a signature, so on and so forth. Okay, now people got hype about it because they thought that on that date, something or someone from COTP went and did something. They updated their file or something like that. And so for a moment, there was a wave of applause and cheering for many groups and organizations who were desperately awaiting COTP's return. However, upon further inspection, that date does change because of the word through. THROUGH. So what that means is, if you would read and understand that anything that says a date through another date, it means that it is going to always change these dates because it's going to reflect what is the most current update through the date that whatever the requisition for this document was made. Okay, The main thing to remember is that the certificate of fact of good standing indicates that COTP has not dissolved itself. And if you know anything about running a business or having any type of business established with any particular state, some states require that you dissolve your company with them, meaning it no longer is in existence. You have to file some paperwork, pay some fees to render your company no longer operable or no longer in good standing. So the fact that through the date of this document and any newer releases indicates that COTP is in fact still in good standing according to the state of Colorado. So it's not the news that people were hopeful for. However, it does let us know that this company is still in good standing with the state of Colorado. All right. So this document is a reflection of when the certificate of documents were filed. Okay. This is what was floating around. Notice that the date is showing back in April. All right. So this document was floating around initially when this upset with COTP occurred. But you notice that it is a different type of document. However, the word through seems to be the basic language that Colorado State uses when issuing these documents. And this is public information. You're welcome to go to their website and download these documents for yourself. Okay. So we don't have any indication that COTP dissolved their business. So according to Colorado, they're still in business. Okay. What else have we learned? There's been people that have been monitoring this Binance Cold Wallet with this address on TronScan that is believed to belong to COTP. Now, periodically this was checked and there is a variance in the amount. So it could be due to some movement. It could be due to some activity. It could be due to a lot of things. However, at this point, the assets are still showing well into $6 billion. And so there is a lot of people very hopeful about this being a sign of a positive thing, because it reflects that COTP didn't just vanish with the billions of dollars that many of us invested into this. So they are constantly monitoring it. There has been some chatter about COTP moving some funds from this cold wallet to the hot wallet. I don't have the hot wallet address at this time. However, if I get my hands on it, I promise I will do an update. But this is reportedly one of the COTP accounts, and it, like I said, it stayed in this neighborhood of being in the billions. It was about $7 billion and change the last time I checked, which was a couple weeks ago. So that's another thing that is a positive sign. What else do we have? Well, there have been people who stated that they can go to cotps.com and they would get some type of a reaction. There's even been footage floating around that someone briefly saw the cotps.com platform pull up and then go away. Some people get this message that you're seeing on your screen. But to date, no one has announced that they have been able to successfully get into their account or get the cotps.com website to pull up anything. There have been some people who stated they looked at the traffic of the site. They've pinged the site. They've done a lot of things to kind of keep up the encouragement of positivity, to let people know that the site didn't vanish, that the site is still active. It's still registered for a whole nother year, the domain that is, but we still just don't have access to our accounts via this platform, via cotps.com. But the hopefulness is that, hey, the site is still somewhat there and it just didn't vanish, okay? Whether we can access our accounts or not, that's a whole different story. So that's another thing that has been floating around the internet. Now, I went to the Google store and you can see that there is a GCOTP They were a copycat of COTP. Immediately after COTP went down, this surfaced. Their site was gcotp.com. They replicated this site almost to the T. The only difference was that their customer service was through Telegram. Okay, it was not done internally through the platform like COTP had. They were ridiculed, called out for being fake, and as of right now, gcotp.com is no longer accessible, unlike cotps.com that still doesn't load but is active. On top, you see the COTP trading platform. I do have it installed. I have two versions of COTP installed on my phone right now. I have the older version that I was using, and it was removed from the Google Play Store, but I downloaded the newer version after the fact. Okay, so notice that the last time it was updated was May 30th, right? Some other things that changed was the name. COTP Ltd is now what's showing in green underneath the title for this app. However, it was something different, which I do have screenshots for. Okay, so this was the screenshot that I took, and as you notice here, it was done by Crypto.Coins Inc. initially. Okay, now the name is COTP Ltd. So it could be a number of things. They could have been the one developing the newer app. I don't know, but you notice that the last update was on the 23rd, which was the day after the major announcement that they were shutting down their site. So I don't know if this app is going to be for the newer platform that's coming out. I can say that when I clicked on it, this is what pops up. Okay. It will give you a newer look, gives you a little error about the screen orientation. All right. But the thing is, where at the bottom it says, do not have an account, let's create one. When I click that, it opens up cotps.com. The app points to the official cotps.com site, not another site. So that's why I believe that this app is going to be for the newer, revised, stronger COTP. If it comes back, it's going to be done through this app. The GCOTP fake app, it pointed to GCOTP. It did not go to COTPS. The COTPS.com, however, is doing exactly what you see here now. It's kind of at a halt. It's up, but it's not accessible. And this is what gives people hope. Because if they were doing a rug pull, if they were going to run away with those billions of dollars, then they would not take the time to leave this up and running. This is what a lot of people is using for their hopefulness. Some people will stay right here to hope and see, will it pull up? There were some people who alleged that it did pop up briefly and then disappeared. Like I said, there was a video floating around. As I stated earlier, there were some people who alleged that it did pop up briefly and then disappeared. Like I said, there was a video floating around. And if I get my hands on it, I'll be glad to share it. But it's very common. It's all over Twitter. You might be able to find it. So far as what any updates we have right now in week 4, there seems to be some behind the scenes activity, but we don't have any direct contact with COTP. There's not been a major announcement. There has not been anyone who successfully was able to access their account. And we don't know what the conditions of the crypto market. Will the arbitrage still be as powerful as it was when it left? That we don't know. Because they still have another week to show improve themselves or give us some type of information. Like I said, you could do your own research. The thing I can tell you is any information I give you will just be based off my own research and my level of transparency. So Boss Lady Investments Group is a place of positivity, and we're going to continue to put information out there to help people try to get ahead. So if you feel like you want to receive some good information about ways that you can possibly add to your financial portfolio, hit subscribe, hit the notification bell. Make sure you don't miss out on any future content. This is Coach Sybil Kears, and for now, that's all I got. Much love and success. God bless.